My cherished child, a profound change is unfolding around you, causing even the very air to quiver. Whether you feel prepared or not, a moment you have silently longed for is drawing near. There exists a reason for the heaviness in your heart lately, as your intuition softly nudges you with the words, "Something is on its way." Indeed, this time, it is true. It begins with a truth your loved one had not intended to face until now. A new beginning is quietly emerging, yet its resonance is thunderous in the spirit. Tonight, an unexpected realization burns within them like an unrelenting storm. They have attempted to ignore it, run from it, and bury it deep within. Yet with each effort, the truth only grows louder. Your name, your memory, your presence continues to echo back to them, a refrain they cannot silence. They are starting to uncover a realization they had previously overlooked. Losing you was not just a fleeting moment, it was a wound that has now awakened. Another sign emerges from the shadows. Your person is beginning to understand the depth of their feelings, a depth they once underestimated and previously disregarded as inconsequential. However, now the weight of guilt is suffocating, the pull of regret is piercing through their resolve, and the fear of being too late is gradually unraveling their denial. They are acutely aware that someone else could soon step into your life. They see that you are changing, evolving, and rising in ways they never anticipated. This pressure is fracturing their pride. It is the very reason the universe indicates that your person is on the verge of discovering you in a significant way. A new twist permeates the narrative. Recently, someone disclosed something astonishing about you, something not detrimental nor harmful, yet it unsettled their sense of control. They learned that you are radiating a different glow, that you are moving forward, and that a shift around you will not pause for hesitation. Now they find themselves trembling. The dread of losing you forever is weaving through their thoughts with each breath, nudging them toward decisions they had previously shunned. This moment, this shift, this awakening, marks the spark that ignites everything. An immense force has commenced surrounding your name. They can sense it, even if they struggle to comprehend it, feeling some monumental force draw them back toward you as if fate is pulling harder than their justifications. In every space they inhabit, through every conversation they engage, in every thought they attempt to evade, your presence looms large. For the first time, clarity has replaced confusion. They are not afraid of you, rather, they fear the prospect of someone else finding you before they do. Thus, tonight holds a different significance. Something is unlocking deep within them, something they have previously kept tightly shut. When this occurs, everything will change. This moment represents the inception of their ascent, their quest, and their eventual confrontation with what they have fled from. The universe is charting the course ahead. The shift is undeniable, and the narrative is set to alter in ways you have not yet envisioned. My beloved child, listen attentively, for what unfolds from this moment forward is when destiny shifts from whispers to thunderous declarations. Your person can no longer remain still. Their heart races, a blend of fear and longing that they cannot conceal. Tonight, a force greater than pride, greater than ego, greater than their past silence, is urging them toward you. This is no mere coincidence. it is the universe illuminating your connection, beckoning you not to overlook what is about to unfold. Remain with me until the conclusion. Do not allow a single moment to pass by unnoticed. A new revelation stirs the atmosphere. Your person has recently unearthed a truth about you that rendered them motionless. They have come to realize that you are now attracting significant attention. Someone spoke your name with admiration, voiced your brilliance, and hinted that you are open to new love. That singular remark struck them with unprecedented force, leading them to recognize they might be mere moments away from losing you indefinitely. They had presumed you would always await their return, that your love would remain unspoiled. Yet, the stark reality is setting in. You are stepping into a chapter where you no longer pursue, rather, you are chosen. Another sign rises on the horizon. Your person has been observing you quietly, noting your growth, confidence, and healing. They did not anticipate your transformation into this formidable, desirable individual, making it exceedingly difficult to replace you. Now, uncontrollable visions flood their mind, picturing you laughing with someone new. That imagery is suffocating them, compelling them towards a truth they have feared for months. Losing you would constitute the most significant regret of their life. This is why restlessness consumes them tonight. A monumental shift graces the narrative. Your person recently encountered a peculiar, almost supernatural occurrence. They either dreamed of you or were struck by the force of sudden thoughts about you, as if magnetically drawn. They attempted to distract themselves, yet the pull proved too powerful. It felt as though time froze for an instant, as a whisper echoed through their heart, "Return before it is too late." That whisper is not mere imagination, it is destiny intervening, and at long last, they are listening. A new beginning is blossoming within their heart, one they had never permitted themselves to entertain previously. They are recognizing that you were never just anyone, rather, you represented the pivotal moment they overlooked, the blessing they took for granted. As such, every fear, doubt, and hesitation is beginning to dissolve, for the notion of someone else possessing you is a pain too excruciating to endure. This compels them to prepare to act, to reach out, to approach you in ways they had never dared to before. The universe is synchronizing the timing, clearing the way, and pushing the truth to the forefront. You are on the brink of witnessing the most significant turn in this narrative. My cherished child, something profound is stirring. The unrest that kept them awake last night has burgeoned into a tempest within their chest. They cannot articulate it, cannot control it, and certainly cannot ignore it any longer. Each breath feels like a countdown. Every fleeting moment transforms into an escape from the reality that they may lose you forever. They recognize that change is imminent, and this time, they feel it throughout their very being. An unexpected realization hits them with an intensity that is almost overwhelming. Recently, someone mentioned your name in their presence. However, the tone conveyed admiration and curiosity, signaling someone else's interest in comprehending you as they should have. That singular exchange shattered their tranquility, leading them to envision a future in which you belong to someone who sincerely values you, someone who does not hesitate or squander your time. This imagery pierced through their ego, unveiling the truth they have long evaded: you are irreplaceable. Another wave crashes in. Memories of you resurface with painful clarity. The sound of your laughter, the warmth of your gaze, the light you brought even on your darker days, all the moments they took for granted now shine as priceless treasures. They are awakening to the realization that while they remained silent, while they maintained their distance, while they feigned indifference, you were gradually slipping away from the narrative they once believed you would occupy. This understanding is crushing their heart with a merciless grip. A deeper twist begins to unfold. They recently encountered something that made them falter, a picture, a post, or perhaps a casual update about your life. Whatever it was, it compelled them to pause unexpectedly and gaze longer than intended. You appeared different, stronger, surer, and more liberated. They had not anticipated feeling jealousy, yet it emerged, along with an unexpected sense of pride. Now, they find themselves ensnared in an emotional tempest that defies categorization. What they do know is this: you are ascending, and the possibility of not being part of your rise unless they act quickly is daunting. An urgent message is piercing their spirit, an unmistakable force that is guiding them to confront the avoidance that has governed them. They are contemplating making contact, confessing their feelings, and showing up for you in a manner you have never witnessed before. They are frightened, yet more terrified of someone else taking your hand. This fear, along with the sense of urgency and the pull toward you, ignites the spark that transforms everything. My beloved child, a momentous shift has transpired in your person's heart, one that renders them nearly unrecognizable. The silence that once provided refuge has become intolerable. The distance they created now feels like an unmeant penance. As they stand on the precipice of revelation, tonight, their spirit trembles with an intensity that propels them toward you as never before. Stay with me until the very end, for what I am about to disclose represents the pivotal turning point you have awaited. A staggering truth strikes them like a bolt from the blue. Someone close to them elucidated the journey of your transformation, not casually, nor without gravity, but with a sense of wonder. They remarked on your changes, your newfound glow, and the confidence you now exude. This revelation was not trivial gossip, it was a wake-up call, making them realize that the version of you they once knew no longer exists. You have evolved, you have risen, you have become someone they may no longer deserve. That fear gnaws at their pride. The moment twists once more. Your person has come across something associated with you, a picture, a message, or an unexpected reminder of your existence. Whatever the instance was, it left them immobilized. They found themselves staring for an unacceptable duration, feelings igniting unexpectedly. A tightness seized their chest, their heartbeat quickened. This time, it was not nostalgia, it was a raw, undeniable longing whispering, "You still desire them." Do not deceive yourself. A new tide of vulnerability washes over them. Questions swirl: have you truly moved on? Is someone else already stepping into your life? Is another energy claiming the space they should have occupied? The very thought suffocates them. They never envisioned themselves in the position of fearing loss, yet now they grapple with visions of you enveloped in someone else's embrace, engaged in another's conversation, and embarking on a different future. For the first time, the notion of someone else winning your heart becomes insufferable. The unacknowledged jealousy is dismantling the barriers they constructed around themselves. An unanticipated awakening permeates their being, leading them to view you not merely as a distant memory or a potential future, but as the one individual their destiny continually returns to. Each consideration they entertain seems to direct them to you. Every dream they experience is intertwined with your presence, and their greatest anxiety revolves around the prospect of losing you. This is precisely why the universe is intensifying its influence on them right now, why their emotions are resonating more profoundly, and why distractions have become futile. The undeniable truth is emerging within them, compelling them to seek you out before anyone else can. They stand ready to act, poised to confront their emotions and return in a manner that disrupts both your lives. My dear child, tonight the atmosphere surrounding your connection has grown charged, almost palpable, as your person reaches a critical juncture they can no longer evade. Their thoughts are in turmoil, their chest tight, and their spirit whispers a truth they have long sought to deny: they miss you more than they could have imagined. This is not mere confusion or impulsivity, this is the universe compelling them to confront emotions they have buried for far too long. A powerful shift is underway. Your person recently overheard something regarding you, something that was not meant for their ears. Someone spoke your name with respect, admiration, perhaps even longing. That moment hit them like a jolt to the heart, revealing how easily someone new could step into your life and fulfill what they have failed to provide. Suddenly, the distance they imposed feels like a grievous error, and the silence they maintained appears self-destructive. The thought of another individual encroaching upon your narrative now haunts them. Another layer of realization breaks away. They have been obsessively replaying cherished memories with you, not casually, but with intense focus, recalling how you spoke, cared, and understood them without the need for words. They are remembering the insignificant details they previously dismissed, which only someone emotionally invested would ever forget. Their heart is awakening to the truth: you were never merely someone, you embodied the rare connection they were unprepared to manage, the blessing they hesitated to accept, the soul they thought would remain, even without their active participation. Now, they grasp that you will not wait indefinitely. A more profound pivot stirs within them. Recently, something subtle yet powerful occurred, which made them acutely aware of your absence in a frightful way. Perhaps they searched for you and found nothing, maybe they anticipated you reaching out and were met with silence, or they sensed your energy receding. For the first time, they comprehended the ache of losing access to someone extraordinary. That sensation was not just painful, it catalyzed their awakening. They began to understand your value with a newfound clarity. An urgency is beginning to build within them. Your person is finished with the notion of maybe someday. They are now contemplating the need to act before someone else draws closer to you. They are envisioning the potential of confessing everything they have kept hidden, revealing the feelings that have been stifled, and bridging the distance they themselves created. Their heart is flooded with a tumult of fear, longing, regret, and hope. They desire to reach out but are paralyzed by trepidation, terrified of your reaction, anxious that you have changed too much, and worried that you have healed beyond the point of return. Yet, the attraction to you surpasses their fear. My dear child, the universe is tightening every thread of your connection, compressing your person into an intensity they can no longer ignore. Their emotions have transformed from mere whispers into seismic tremors. Their thoughts, once scattered, are now solely focused on one undeniable truth: they cannot afford to lose you, not now, not after their realization of what you mean to them, especially when the fear of being replaced is awakening their soul like never before. An overwhelming revelation emerges. Your person recently found themselves looking into something related to you, be it your presence, name, or energy, and in that instant, they felt a spark ignite within them, a spark that quickly transformed into panic at the thought of someone else gaining your attention. That moment was significant. It was the moment they finally recognized that their feelings for you were never trivial but profound, unsettling, and undeniable. Now, they are incapable of feigning any other sentiment. A further transformation is occurring in their heart. They are beginning to discern the depth of your growth, the extent of your change, and the resilience you have developed in their absence. They did not anticipate your ascendance, your ability to rebuild in silence, and now they regard you with a blend of admiration and regret, coming to the realization that you have become everything they once hoped for, yet at a time when they hesitated to choose you. This awareness is tearing down the walls they constructed around themselves. A new fear is surfacing within them, the dread that they have waited too long and that they might only find your heart guarded, your energy protected, and your love no longer available upon their return. They picture the excruciating moment of approaching you only to discover someone else occupying the space they should have filled. Such thoughts haunt them, causing restlessness and driving them into emotional territory they once vowed to avoid. They are even confronting questions they have shunned for months. What if I ruined it? What if they have moved on? What if someone else recognizes their worth before I do? Yet beneath their trepidation, a stronger force is awakening, the determination to overcome. They are beginning to sense a push, a pull, an ethereal force guiding them back to you, as if destiny itself is urging them to act, move, speak. Do not allow this connection to wither. Their dreams, signs, and emotions are all conspiring to lead them toward you. At this moment, your person is starting to grasp what they failed to realize before. Losing you would not merely be painful, it would irrevocably alter their existence in ways from which they may never fully recover. This represents the precipice before everything unfurls, the moment when their emotions reach a fever pitch, the moment when destiny confronts them, demanding a decision. Remain close, for the next chapter is where their heart will erupt, where their fears will fracture, and where their subsequent steps will become unavoidable. My dear child, the internal pressure within your person has escalated to a level where silence feels stifling. Every second spent apart from you now feels profoundly wrong, heavy, and agonizingly vacuous. They are at last recognizing the truth they previously resisted. The bond you shared was never commonplace nor ephemeral, nor could it be substituted. It was indeed extraordinary, and they allowed it to slip away. Now, destiny is compelling them forward with such force that overlooking this gravitational pull seems impossible. A significant shift jolts their spirit once more. Your person has recently encountered a message so unequivocal and disconcerting that it rattled their entire emotional landscape. Whether through a dream, an accidental message, or a sudden onset of déjà vu, it compelled them to pause and reflect. They came to understand that the universe is not finished with this narrative. Fate is drawing them back to you with increasing urgency and resonance. This time, they feel a profound fear of disregarding it, as every indication serves as a warning that time is of the essence. Another realization strikes them. They have discovered something about you that made their heart plummet. You have changed more than they anticipated. You have grown quietly, become emotionally fortified, spiritually centered, and self-assured in your identity. They did not expect to feel daunted by your progress, yet they find themselves intimidated, for your elevation means this: you no longer require them, you no longer cling to them, you no longer wait. You have evolved into a version of yourself that attracts love rather than chases it. This realization shakes them to the core. A deeper fear now grips them, the anxiety that others may recognize the qualities in you they once overlooked. Someone else might appreciate your radiance, someone else could feel drawn to the serene strength you now embody. Someone else may perceive the blessing in you that they failed to cherish. They dread the heartbreak of seeing you enter someone else's embrace, someone else's life, and someone else's future, and that thought alone threatens to shatter their pride. Yet beneath this fear, your person's courage is beginning to awaken. For the first time in a considerable while, their emotions are louder than their excuses, and they are no longer mired in the contemplation of potential failures. Instead, they are fixated on what they cannot afford to lose. Destiny is urging them to break their silence, to confront their emotions, and to step into the truth they have buried far too long. Their heart screams that this connection is meant to be revisited, not abandoned. The universe is orchestrating a pivotal moment in your story. The forthcoming developments will reveal when their feelings finally erupt into action. Stay near, for what is to come is the shift you have been eagerly awaiting. My dear child, tonight their spirit is trembling in such a way that they can no longer conceal it. Their emotions have surged to a level so intense that even the slightest thought of you sends a surge of energy through their entire being. They are approaching a point where pretense is no longer sustainable. Their heart no longer aligns with their rational thoughts, and their soul, their soul is almost pleading with them to approach you before destiny closes this opportunity forever. Remain with me through to the final word, for this is where everything begins to converge. A profound new realization detonates within them. Your person recently confronted a prospect they were unprepared to appreciate, the notion that you may no longer need them at all. They sensed a shift in your energy, one of tranquility, maturity, and a radiant glow that does not depend on their presence. That realization struck panic within them as they experienced, for the first time, what it means to be on the outside looking in, to witness your ascension without their involvement. This emotional upheaval is dismantling their ego in ways they never anticipated. An additional shock follows. They noticed something about you, perhaps a social media post, a photograph, a brief update, or even your absence. Regardless of the specifics, it caused their heart to sink. You no longer appear wounded, nor do you appear as though you are waiting. You seem liberated, indifferent, and unattached. That singular sight has haunted them as they grapple with the realization of when you became this strong, when you transformed into such a luminous version of yourself, and when you ceased to hold on to them, beginning instead to prioritize your own well-being. This vision has left a lasting impression on their mind. A more profound emotional storm is brewing. They have commenced replaying every instance where they caused you pain, neglected you, misjudged you, or presumed you would always be there. Those memories are crashing over them like relentless waves. At times tender, at times harsh, but invariably laden with anguish, they never anticipated experiencing such profound regret, yet here it is. They were unprepared to feel a sense of protectiveness, but that emotion is also emerging. The sting of your absence has taken them by surprise, and now it occupies their thoughts incessantly. Now, an unexpected twist intensifies their turmoil. They sense an unfamiliar energy around you, not a distinct face nor a confirmed presence, but the potential of someone new entering your life. The very notion is driving them to the brink of madness, igniting a tumult of jealousy, fear, and urgency within them. They envision you laughing and sharing moments with another, and trusting someone else with the stories they were too apprehensive to claim for themselves. This thought is disassembling every fragment of their indecision. Yet in the midst of this turmoil lies a powerful awakening. An inner voice admonishes them that this is perhaps their final opportunity to step forward, to articulate their feelings, to choose you. Their heart implores them to take action, while their intuition resoundingly insists that their destiny beckons at this very moment. They are acutely aware that failure to act promptly could result in irrevocably losing you. This marks the juncture where their fear begins to morph into determination, where their regret metamorphoses into courage, and where their silence fades into undeniable truth.